I'm Dr. Abel Maciel. I'm a senior research fellow at UCL, and I'm one of the directors of the Construction Blockchain Consortium. The consortium is a 2-year-old initiative and is getting quite exciting and growing very quickly. So what we're dealing with is a number of new technologies that are emerging and a number of interoperability problems that we have to deal with in order to advance with the Industry 4.0. Some of the technologies we're looking at are things like cloud computing, concept simulation, computer-supported collaborative work, data in general, metadata, big data, and decision trees, programmatic design, things like Rhino, Grasshopper, Revit, and Dynamo, and Design Script, and so on. So some of those technologies, they've been developed at UCL. We're also looking a lot into reality capture, things like laser scanning, but also structured light scanning, and how we can use this on sites to better follow and better manage the design and the construction process. Virtualization, building management systems, virtual environments, including virtual reality and augmented reality. This is my area of expertise. And now with the consortium, we're looking at distributed ledger technologies. So those technologies, they are very much the basis for the Industry 4.0. So the Industry 4.0 is very much about connecting the digital and the physical, and trying to create that, immutable link between the digital and the physical. And it's something that started to happen just very recently, like since 2015, 2016, we're seeing the beginning of the amalgamation of all those technologies. So more specifically, the Construction Blockchain Consortium is looking to blockchain and how blockchain can be applied to the built environment. And what is interesting about blockchain is it is a fundamental technology for the Industry 4.0, but it's also very disruptive because it fundamentally changes how we use data. It's an amalgamation of different technologies, things like cryptography and data indexing and so on. And it's fully distributed, so unlike some cloud services we have nowadays like AWS or Google Cloud, blockchain is fully distributed and it's synchronized among many different data nodes. It's immutable and it can guarantee the provenance of that data and the data purpose. And there are some implications with that. They are mainly, in my opinion, in the opinion of the consortium, they are mainly cultural, because with a blockchain you create a lot of transparency and trust where there was none before. And you can do business with people or with organizations that you normally wouldn't, because the technology can sustain a level of trust that will allow for that business relationship. So blockchain can create the foundation for lots of automation, and this is critical for the Industry 4.0. And it's also a very interesting way to modulate data for machine learning and artificial intelligence in general. So this is all very nice and very well. Blockchain is this new technology, but what we have at the moment in the construction sector and what is happening in the design and construction of buildings and in building construction project management is the advent of BIM. And BIM is a great technology, but we have some issues like, so it's a great technology. You create this digital prototype, you have this collaborative environment, it's fully parametric and transactional, and this is really great, but there are some implications like complexity. It's of difficult adoption because the software itself is very complex, and it takes at least an entire year for a person to fully master BIM software and the BIM workflow. But it's also a foundational technology for the Industry 4.0. So what we are thinking to do in the consortium is to bring those two technologies together and I start to investigate the application of smart contracts using blockchain and BIM in the construction sector. So smart contracts, they are basically scripted versions of a computer software that it is capturing construction contracts and construction processes, and they execute like you would execute a computer software. So they are proactive. They are not like a paper contract that you sign and put in your drawer, and then when you have a problem, you go there and read to find out the next course of action. They are actively trying to connecting data and spotting problems in the construction workflow, so you can avoid dispute resolutions, etc. They can be very resilient because they are based on blockchain. They are fully auditable, and they are very intelligent. You can embed machine learning to look into the data and find patterns that will help to solve or prevent problems in the construction design and construction processes. But there are a number of implications. They are untested. This is very new technology, but they do promise unforeseen efficiencies in the sector. And it can help to eradicate problems and corruption in the construction sector by creating that transparency. So this is very much aligned with university colleges' grand challenges, and also very aligned with the World Economic Forum. We've been discussing lots of major challenges in the world, and we believe that blockchain, smart contracts, build information modeling can assist on the next version of the industry, and also can assist on the development of smart cities and smart buildings. So the Construction Blockchain Consortium is growing rapidly. I'm one of the academic leaders and one of the directors. We have another administration team, and we have a central committee. Some of the members of the central committee is here today. You also have some steering committees in other parts of the world, in the US, and we're establishing a steering committee in France, in collaboration with some very well-known research institutions in France, construction and building research institutions in France. And we also have a technical committee looking to blockchain technology itself, and looking to build information modeling, and also domain-specific languages for smart contracts. So we have established a number of work streams if you want to get involved. So I'm coordinating all the different work streams, but at the moment we've identified 4 work streams for the consortium. One is dedicated to financial and legal systems using blockchain for the construction sector. I'm more involved with the design and construction processes, how BIM and supply chain can be enhanced with blockchain technology. We're also collaborating a lot with the British Parliament, and we look into culture, compliance and policy. And one of the professors of construction management at UCL is looking more specifically on operations and use, so building asset management and also blockchain. So we have some open source projects. One is the development of open source smart contracts using blockchain. We are technology agnostic, so we are using different technologies like Ethereum, Corda, and Hyperledger. I'm starting to develop a research collaboration with Autodesk, and look into build information modeling and how this can be improved with blockchain. And we are publishing our first white paper on smart contracts for the construction sector and financing systems using blockchain for the construction sector towards the end of the year, and we're collaborating with parliamentary groups on this white paper.